Greetings, Queens. It is time for us to do our weekly astrology video along with our oracle reading. Okay, we're goddesses. We have to make sure that we stay on top of our divinations. Oh, yes. How are you doing? So happy to see you all or be here with you. Thank you for tuning in. This is not a live video. This is pre-recorded. Hello, everybody. Yeah, let's look at this astrology this week and let's do a reading. It's so interesting how no matter how long we do this work and have this type of spirituality, what I call a goddess-centered lifestyle, we always have to stay on our game. We always have to stay, and if we stray, we have to come back. That is the lesson I have been embracing. I'm not gonna say I fully strayed, but I strayed a little bit, just been ultra busy, went out of town multiple times, just off center. So yeah, today I was like, girl, we got to get back to our spiritual practice. My name is Tyrone Milade, your goddess guru, your sister friend, and I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of the goddess centered lifestyle and ancient wisdom. And it's all about healing, growing, evolving, and succeeding. All right. It's all about making sure we reach back to the traditions of our ancestors and bring them into modern times. We want to keep our lives balanced. We want to be centered. Basically, we want to be happy. We want to have joy. Right. So, yeah, let's look at astrology. I love astrology because it helps me to understand what cycle I'm in. I do my own astrology readings. I have an astrology teacher. I listen to astrologers. And sometimes it's just, you need somebody else to do the astrology, right? And when I do, be it me or someone else, someone else's report that I'm looking at, it's like, oh, that's why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling, or that's why things are showing up the way that they're showing up. And it keeps us calm so many times. It's just everything is in divine order. We just need to understand the bigger picture. So that's why I love astrology. I love oracle readings. They're so healing. They make me feel so good. And oftentimes, wow, the power, the juice of these readings, amazing. So we're going to look at the astrology for October the 15th through the 20th. And we're going to just see what is it saying. And I want you all to come up with a plan. And then we'll do an oracle reading. There is a full moon this week, and I'm going to address that during my weekly morning show or morning circle, which is on Wednesday, the 16th. So yeah, I haven't even pulled up. Let me pull this up so you all can see. I do want to let you all know, if you look at the Chiron below. Um, un momento. If you look at the Chiron below, there is the where is it? The Ultimate Life Hack Bundle. Yes, yes, yes. And essentially, this is a bundle that it might have something to do with lifestyle topics, hobbies, business. There's a lot of us business owners that have put together this bundle along with Faith. She's the one hosting it. And yeah, you get to download a lot of free things, and it's all about yeah, life hacking, right? So you can sign up for it. You'll see the link in the description box. And what did I put in there? Well, I put in my spiritual foundations class. If you've looked at my last one, this one is new and improved and updated and all of that kind of good stuff. Doesn't cost you a thing, and it's all audio. So that's what I'm putting in there. There's a lifestyle section that I know a lot of y'all would be interested in, and I just want to highlight three of my friends. We have Consuelo, who has put in a gratitude workbook journal, and we all need to do more gratitude work. It's so healing. It just makes life feel better. And Consuelo is like amazing. And then my friend Deborah, she has put in an I am journal bundle, and it's all about stepping into your own I am. I am. I love Deborah so much. Like, she is, to a certain degree, one of my ride and die sisters. We just kind of hang in there with each other. We kind of lock arms. She is a very powerful, wise woman. So yeah. And then last but not least, we have Cord Cutting 101 for moms. This is from Janie Jaramillo. Jaramillo. Sorry, Janie. Janie's one of my new business besties. Beautiful, beautiful sister. And yeah, she's very powerful in terms of like doing energy work. Super smart lady. Super smart lady. So there's that. And yeah, so let's talk about this week. How was last week for you all? We have Jupiter going retrograde last week, and then we had Pluto going direct. So I don't know if y'all felt a shift, a power. Was there some growth for you all, some transformation, some change that needed to happen? Are you already kind of feeling like, there's some wisdom I should be following, and I haven't been following that wisdom? So let me go back to that wisdom. It may be some teacher you've been learning from, and you need to kind of go back and revisit that, what you've learned from the teacher. And so, yeah, Jupiter is all about wisdom. So it's like wisdom revisited. And Jupiter is also about justice. So it might be some type of justice revisited. It's in Gemini. So maybe someone is like, girl, they lied about you, but now the truth is out. Or you spoke truth and people are like, we are not buying what you're saying. And now they're coming back like, oh my gosh, I should have listened to you. It's any number of things. I don't want to rehash it. We talked about it last week, but definitely that's something to think about. Mercury is in Scorpio now. So that just kind of brings in this energy of intensity and depth and empowering conversations. It brings up energy around healing, maybe some type of mental healing. Wow, that's something I've been dealing with. So, it's kind of like, what are the thoughts that are going around in your mind? And maybe there's a need for you to like grab onto some of those and just be like, hold up, this is hurtful. And I know where this stems from. I need to do something about that. So I want you to think about that. Mercury square Pluto, we're still feeling that. Sun trine Jupiter, we're still feeling that. So it's a lot of energy of intensity right now. And it kind of depends on where this is happening in your chart, which dictates where you feel it. But in general, that's pretty intense energy. And so we're entering in this week with Sun square Mars and Mars square Chiron. I want to pull up the chart for today. So we have the sun over here in Libra, and it is squaring Mars down here in Cancer. There's definitely a likelihood for people to be bumping up against one another. Definitely familial relationships. It could be that, or people who feel like family. It could be something like that. It's this energy around taking action, and it could be you haven't been focused on what you should be focused on, and now you're kind of feeling like, all right, let me get focused, let me do what I know I need to do, but something kind of pushes you to do that. um, and then we have, Mars squaring, well, the sun is still actually opposition Chiron, and then Mars is square Chiron, and I heard someone say today that people could be dealing with, struggles around confidence, and I was like, "Oh my god." Yes, that is me. I was feeling some kind of way, like, I don't know, just lack of confidence, and so That's one of the reasons why I say sometimes the way that we feel is just aligned with what's going on, and that's why it's so good to know, because then it's kind of like, "Oh, okay, I'm good. I can take care of this." So, yeah, it could definitely feel like you feel out of balance, and it's a wound from a long time ago. Definitely, anytime we're at this time of the year, we're gonna start bringing up wounding, okay? And it's definitely could be some wounding from your childhood or from a family member or something like that, and you're feeling insecure in some kind of way. So, definitely lack of confidence, but you're kinda being pushed to do something about it. And yeah, take some action around healing. And it might be you just need some self-care. You really need to take care of yourself and maybe work with the goddess Yemoja, the mother goddess. She's one. Actually, I think working with Oshun, so Oshun is the maiden form of the goddess. So, whichever one you want. So when I say work with this energy, it could be something as simple as you go get in the pool or you take a nice long bath or something like that. Um, you drink enough water. You drink more than enough water. Oshun is about creativity. And so do something creative or do something that makes you smile. It lights you up. All of this, it's so much about how can you get your energy shifted so that you don't feel just beat up. Because I think that a lot of us could just kind of feel like a little bit beat up today. The sun has to do with it has to do with, like, our natural genius, so it's kind of like something can come to you, but it might feel not here in the brain, but more of this intuition. You could get something coming to you intuitively that you're just like, "Wow, this is exactly the answer." Like, I needed to hear from the universe. I needed to hear from the great mother spirit, and you're just so happy for that message. I know that has happened to me. It was actually, this intuition actually could come from someone who is a woman and, an authority figure. I was looking at just some woman. I ran across a video on Instagram. I don't even know this woman, not subscribed to her or anything. And whatever she said in that video, I think I listened to it about 3 or 4 times because it was exactly what I needed to hear. And then there was another one I saw with quotes with Octavia Butler, and both of them soothed me and made me feel good. So it could be something along those lines. Some woman says something that and it helps to soothe you and make you like, "Okay, I can keep going another day because it is a little bit intense, energy right now. Let's see here. I will say, let's see here, the Sun and Jupiter, they might be done. There is this energy though, it's kind of like a mix. It is this rough type of energy, but there's also this energy of still like having the vision and perhaps getting some ingenious ideas about like how to move forward on that vision. It could be there's some gift or some talent, something that you're really passionate about that you want to work on. And you just start kind of like feeling like I'm gonna do it, or something comes to you where you yeah, it just you feel inspired and you can see the vision, you want to go for it, and maybe you hadn't been using this gift and now you want to use it, or this talent or whatever. The other thing that I would recommend is go out of your way to listen to people who inspire you. Be inspired at this time. There's a lot of inspiration out there, even with the rough transits. And some of that inspiration definitely could be to help support whatever this Chiron wounding is. Again, Chiron in Aries, it could feel like a wound that's connected to somebody kind of beating you up. It may not be a physical thing or whatever, but you just kind of feel like almost like bullied maybe, and there's just a wound, but it's like to the foundation of who and what you are. Like you just feel wrong. That's what Chiron. If you have Chiron in Aries, you literally could just feel like I'm just fatally flawed, right? And so what inspiration can you listen to? 'Cause sometimes the wound, and me and someone else were talking about this the other day. Sometimes the wound is just never really gonna be fully gone. Sometimes it might be. You might get there. But if you don't, that doesn't mean that you can't live a life of greatness. You can stay completely and totally in a place where you're like, "I am not fully healed," and still have a great life, still know that you deserve a great life, because sometimes it's about managing whatever it is that you are feeling, okay? And there is this new beginning energy that we have that's like getting this energy around a breakthrough, having a breakthrough. As a matter of fact, I think I saw a where is it? Venus right here. Venus opposition Uranus. That is breakthrough energy. It's not easy. Something unexpected could come up for you, it could be something around a relationship, or something brings up your worthiness, your worth, value, topics for you, self-worth, self-value. And but it's Uranus wants you to have a breakthrough. It's like you're stuck. And Venus in Scorpio, like this wound could be yours, it could be your ancestors. It definitely could be a deep wound around those topics. It could be a deep wound around relationships because Venus is about relationships. Um, it could be a wounding around uh, money topics, but Uranus wants you to have a breakthrough. Okay. Uranus wants you to have a breakthrough. But, it's like this tension could be there, right? This tension could be there. But Mars is in Cancer. Mars rules, Scorpio. And so, it's like this opportunity to get a healing finally. Like, I believe sometimes healing is cyclical. We go around and it's like, "Oh, okay, I've done this healing work. I feel so much better." But then something happens down in the future and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I thought I was healed of this. I'm focused on this again. Wow, this is coming back up?" But, every round goes higher and higher and higher. And so it's one of these opportunities that we have right now to get to a higher level of healing, some place within us that feels fatally flawed, wounded. Aries is this energy of the warrior, and, it has a machete, or we can even think about a sword that pokes. So it could be something like that. It's something that has happened. And yeah, and you're like, wow, I've dealt with this for a long time. So I want y'all to get your breakthrough. I want you to get your breakthrough. But what I want y'all to know about breakthroughs is breakthroughs can be painful. They can feel very challenging. I even thought to myself yesterday, sometimes you just get to a place in your life where it's like that old song I used to hear when I was a little girl at church. Sometimes we want God to move the mountain, but actually, we just need the strength to climb. I don't fully remember all the lyrics. I'm sure if some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we sometimes you just gotta climb the mountain. There's no other way to go around it. You can't go under it. You can't even climb the mountain to get over it. Sometimes the only path to healing is through it. I remember when I was going through I think I was going through one of my initiations, or it was right afterwards, and I was doing a lot of healing work, and I don't know what it was, but it was 2 Fridays in a row. For some reason, all the pain, and it was like these memories from my childhood came up, and these were memories and pain that I had been carrying for years, and at this point, I was in my 30s, and I had been so afraid. It was kind of like, if I deal with this, I might completely and totally unleash and just tear everything up. It's like rage, and sometimes when we have that deep rage, we are afraid to let it go. But if we don't let go of the rage, then we end up with health challenges. Our relationships are strained because we're just going off on everybody. It's very detrimental to hold it in. And for some reason, for 2 Fridays in a row, I had two of the deepest cries that I ever had in my whole life at that time. And again, I had been so afraid to go through to confront this, but I was like, there's no other place to to go. I just have to go through. And once I got on the other side, and I ain't gonna lie, it felt like I had been through something. But on the other side of it, it was like, oh, I lived to tell the story. And I actually felt better because I finally got that rage up out of me. I think it's one of those type situations. I want to pull a card really quickly. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my oracle. Spirit gave this to me. I'm pulling. I decided to pull the Sekhmet card. I just pulled her out of the deck because I heard her name. So actually, I thought she was Sacred Rage, but in this deck, which is the African Goddess Rising deck, she is the wounded healer, which is what we're talking about. She is the fierce ancient goddess of war, the sun, and healing. She carries life force in her palm with the power to create or destroy. And her guidance is heal thyself. Everyone gets your best except you. You are a healer among your tribe. Stop putting your needs last. And her question is, when did you become a martyr? Take a breath. Wounded healers hold sadness, rage, and fears of brokenness. Being a warrior wasn't a choice for our beloved foremothers. They did the best they could. But being a goddess warrior for us is knowing that we have a choice not to fight all the time. Deep dive questions are these: what are your swords, the weapons you use to fight? What are your shields, the ways you defend yourself? Dare to lay the burdens down along with your swords and shields. And her goddess declaration is, it's safe to put myself first. I love that. I love that. And then I pulled um, Sacred Rage, Medusa, or Rage. So after I pulled Sekhmet and saw her message, I thought, I'm looking for the one about rage. I think they're both aligned, but let's look at Medusa. She's out of Libya. It says Medusa is feared as an ugly, vicious monster bitch. The truth? This Libyan Berber dark goddess of wisdom's rage is sacred, epic, and it's fully justified. So here's her guidance. You are pissed off and petrified, angry and shaking. But underneath that, you are hurt and heartbroken, feeling undervalued, and it's overwhelming. You can't stay silent anymore. Let your joys, hopes, and beauty rage on. And what she says is, take a breath, close your eyes, and put both your hands over your lower abdomen. Now tune into the part of you that feels out of control. Flood it with loving, healing, golden light. Now, put your hands over your heart and do the same. You have a right to your full range of emotions, including anger. Sacred rage inspires us to run for office, lead protests, and shift policies. But unhealthy rage can devour your very soul. Get clear on what's really happening. Allow yourself to feel your feelings to see the truth. Just because you feel threatened doesn't mean you are being threatened. I have a right to feel my feelings. So this particular Abiola Abrams take on the sacred rage. Yes, just because you feel threatened doesn't mean you're threatened. And oftentimes you can ask yourself, what's really going on here? If I'm not really threatened, why do I feel threatened? Because that's an indication something is there, right? So I want you all to take that time to, and who can support you in your sacred rage? Easily, you could just write it out on a piece of paper. If you're afraid that someone's going to look at it, write it on a piece of paper, tear it up, throw it in the trash, burn it, put it in. Oh, here's a good one. Go put it in the river. You want paper that will dissolve, of course. We go, excuse me, put it in the river. Um, but it's like, yeah, definitely important for us to be working through rage and anger and um we're really kind of taught that that's inappropriate for women, and we're taught women should be quiet and easy and don't really complain, that kind of thing, don't speak up. And so, yeah, in the goddess world, we're open to the full range, and we know we can't actually even get to that softer side as long as we're carrying all of this rage. Rage will make you feel threatened. And it's kind of like you can't even call into yourself everything that you want, right? So let us apply that accordingly, okay? So thank you to Sekhmet and Medusa. So let's look at what we have going on next. Okay, so we've talked about all of that. So on Tuesday, October the 15th, we have Venus trine Neptune. That's a really beautiful energy. It's kind of like all the hard work that we do on the 14th. We have this loving, loving energy, this healing energy on. Actually, it starts kicking in the 14th, but we'll feel it the 15th and the 16th. So we have this healing energy, and it's almost like spirit, the great mother, will be speaking to you, um, talking about Oshun with Venus. Again, it's this energy of tapping into something that helps you feel joyful or creative, and just really just tapping into your own inner worth, where there's nothing that can make you worthy. You are inherently worthy. There's nothing you can do to make you worthy. It's all about walking in worth. And it's interesting because when I was looking through the cards, I was like, okay, I pulled up the topic of worth. So I want to go on ahead and talk about Atete. And this is the goddess of worthiness, again, from the African Goddess Rising deck. And so, yeah, let's just see what she has to say. She's out of Ethiopia. She has on this beautiful Ethiopian that dress. I love that. I want one of those dresses. She is the queen of gods, is a fierce protector of women and girls for the Oromo people of Ethiopia. And her guidance is stop hiding, shrinking, and playing small. Stand tall like the majestic sycamore tree. You are mighty. Life does not need to be perfect for you to embrace your own perfection. And she also says, you matter. Worthiness is in your veins. Accept yourself now. Your birth certificate says that we need your overflowing magic, joy, and vulnerability. And most importantly, we need you, Queen. We need you. You are deserving and worthy. The beautiful parts of you that everyone likes are worth loving. The parts that you or others dislike are worth loving too. Your creator loves you unconditionally. So, this is her goddess declaration. I matter. You can look at that as this is what you're declaring about yourself. I matter all week long. I matter. But I think that you'll get messages. It'll be like spirit is just speaking to you. And or it is just this inner. feeling. It's an inner experience a lot of times when we're dealing with Neptune. I will say it's a day where you could feel very romantic. You could definitely feel romantic and you want intimacy and connection. And ultra creative is another one. And it could also be connecting you to deep, deep intuition and it's spiritual insight also. It could feel like a day where you're connected to the ancestors and it's a lot of water energy going on right now. So it's like this, even though it's a lot of rough energy, we still have the energy of Cancer and Pisces and Scorpio to bring this healing balm. Okay, to bring this healing balm. And some of it is going to connect us to our ancestors. So it might just be a time where you're like, ancestors, I'm listening, or you dream about an ancestor, smell an ancestor, feel the presence of an ancestor, or something like that. Oh, let's see here. And it's also a day where you may be, well, I'm going to say the 14th, the 15th, and the 16th are days where you could feel ultra dreamy or sleepy. You're just like, I'm going to take care of myself and get some rest. So, yeah. Okay. So then we have on the 17th, we have that full moon in Aries. It's pretty powerful. I looked at it, but I'm going to go into detail on Wednesday. So join me live for the Inspired Goddess Morning Circle, or you can just watch the replay. But yeah, we're having that full moon and we'll feel that full moon. Let me just double check something really quickly. I'm going to look at this is called an ephemeris. I have the wrong year, so I'll hold one moment. Okay, so the ephemeris lets you know where the planets are, if they're moving to a new sign, retrograding, those kinds of things. And it also lets you know what's going on with the moon. And so today, the moon is in Pisces and it leaves tomorrow at 4 p.m. So the moon will be in Aries starting on the 15th, and the moon will leave Aries shortly after the full moon. Let's see here. That full moon is going to be at 2:45 p.m. Eastern time. So, oh wait a minute. No, sorry. 7:27 a.m. Eastern time. And so by the afternoon Eastern time it'll be gone. So yeah, starting later in the day on the 15th, then you can definitely begin to tap into that energy of the full moon. I mean, come on, y'all. It's a full moon in Aries. All right. So I say have a good time. Full moon is always pretty emotional. So it could be heated emotions, it could be passionate emotions, right? Um, but Aries is masculine and it's all about action. It's actually pretty creative. So I think it could be a hint of fun in there. A hint, okay? A taint of fun. Let's see here. Venus moves into Sag. So, yeah, Venus is still being Scorpio at the time of the full moon, but later in the day, Venus will be in Sag, and Sagittarius is inspirational and it's fun and it's wise. It brings hope, it brings optimism. So that's super exciting. I love that. And then Venus sextile Pluto. So what that means is Venus is going to be interacting with Pluto. Once Venus moves over here, Venus, I guess it'll be sextile Pluto. I don't know. Mm. It says Venus sextile Pluto. It's out of sign sextile. So anywho, we'll just go ahead and go with it since it's there. It's all about feeling empowered. Someone supports you in feeling empowered. And so, I really oh, I know what it is. Venus sextile Pluto before Venus, I meant to say this in this order. Before Venus goes in Sag, it will sextile Pluto. That is correct. And it's like to a certain degree what we've been talking about, This will be an opportunity to get something all healed up. The only challenging part is it'll feel like there might be a little bit of a crisis, but you'll feel supported in it. There may be some big shift or change that you feel like needs to happen. Now, on the world level, we can see something happen with the banking systems, and it won't necessarily be negative. It's kind of like, even if it looks like something is wrong, there will still be something that comes through and fixes it. Or I don't know what that is right now. I haven't really kept up with if anything is going on. I haven't heard of anything going on with the banking industry. Um, Venus in Scorpio. You know what? Something else that could happen, say for instance, here in the United States, we've had the 2 hurricanes come through, and there's probably other natural disasters that are happening that I don't know anything about. But with Venus sextiling Pluto, it's like some help can come in and some support, maybe some additional supplies are coming in. Pluto always typically has to do with society. So that's why I'm bringing that in. But yeah, that could be a day where that could be an intense day. I'm not gonna lie. That full moon in Aries, that could be intense. But I do think that there's this energy of inspiration and hope and optimism and seeing the big picture and feeling empowered. Some people could be making some money around that time because that's the 16th and the 17th. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because maybe even the 15th. It's because Venus and Pluto both have to do with money. And so there could be something around maybe a project that's coming through. Maybe you've been applying for a grant or some type of loan, and that comes through for you. Um, so, it definitely could be some type of resource coming in from the government, but it wouldn't be anything new. It would be something that people have been working on and it finally comes through, some type of abundance. Venus has to do with abundance. And that was something that I had said I wanted to mention to you all, and that is this is a very Venusian week. And so I want to encourage you to walk in your worth and to open yourself up to abundance. It could be an abundance through healing. It could be abundance in the form of um, inspiration, and there's like this spiritual connection that you feel. It could be an abundance in terms of actual straight up money and resources. Uh, it's very healing week, very, very healing week. It could be abundance in the form of something used to be like a weight on your shoulders, and now you have liberated yourself from it. Okay. So yeah, lots going on with Venus this week. And yeah, this energy around Chiron, I think is huge. I really do. So once we get to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday, there's not a lot going on. So yeah, we deserve a nice little break at that time. Okay, I tell you what, I am going to do one more oracle reading. I am going to pull from I just see I did not have the calendar showing, so pardon me. I can see it, but if I don't pay attention, I may not notice that it's not on the screen. But anywho, um, let's pull a card from my oh, okay, I can deal with this one. From my Mythical Goddess Tarot deck. I pulled a fire child. Oh, this energy of Venus trine Neptune definitely could bring up healing. All that energy in that's impacting Chiron. Again, it could bring up something around healing the inner child. So I love that the oracle always gives us another layer. So this is the fire child. And yeah, she's just the element of fire. It says the child of fire is the creative spark, the inner flame that is the essence of inspiration and creation that exists within every living thing. All aspects of her being are ignited with this creative force. So I'm hoping that we have that going on for us. Let this child's fiery spirit illuminate your inner spark of creativity that has been waiting since your conception to come full blazing into expression. The fire child is here to assist you in allowing your deepest creative essence to be inspired and activated by your inner girl's joyous, all consuming flame. How do you get in touch with your inner girl today? And how can she ignite this creative spark? Let your inner creative spark ignite your soul fire, that it may blaze forth into your life and bring the fulfillment that you deserve. I'm going to tell you, I think a lot of us need that right now. We need our inner creative spark to ignite our soul fire. Let your inner creative spark ignite your soul fire. And so maybe that's why Venus is super active this week. Because to a certain degree, some of us might be feeling blah, bland, or off center, not aligned with our purpose. And so this inner child can begin to help you to ignite a fire, and that fire will ignite your soul. Okay. It's kind of like our fire is out right now. We need something to light the fire. And the way we can do that is through play. I know I need to do that. So, what are you going to do to play this week, huh? What are you going to do to play? Let a sister know. What does your little girl like to do? A lot of us don't even know that. So, that would be something interesting to hear from you. What does your little girl like to do? Mhm. Okay. I think I feel complete. Thank you all so much for being here today. I appreciate you. I got to get down to the song I said I wanted to use. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'll bring this back up because I totally forgot to bring it back up. But yes, please, please, please join the wait list for the Ultimate Life Hacking Bundle. One thing that I always love to say is we are all small owned business owners. There are no corporations in this bundle. So you are supporting largely women, to be honest with you, who have decided to step out and step into the online world. Some of us are delivering services in person, but this is mostly online entrepreneurs. And so, yeah, it's like creating an economy within an economy when women support one another. And y'all don't even have to pay anything. Now, we'll say there is an upgrade where you can get additional tools. What are they? Let me just show you really quickly. This is what it is. Yoga. A lot of it is more of the lifestyle. I don't see a whole lot of business. She tries not to have too much about business in here. So, yeah, you can definitely get into the VIP. I need to get y'all some more information on that. I need to get some more information on that. But yeah, so thank you for your support in advance. Also, thank you in advance for giving this video a like. I really appreciate you. I actually show up because I literally want to use my gifts and talents to help other people, to help you step more boldly and happily into the life that you desire for you, right? So thank you in advance for watching. Thank you in advance for giving me a like. Thank you in advance for sharing this video with other people that it may help them. Now, we talked about what does our inner child like. Well, my inner girl likes dance. I was about to put on something a little bit slow, but I'm gonna put on something that's a little bit fun and fast. How about that? Love y'all. See you on Wednesday for the Inspired Goddess Morning Circle. But until then, be well and be the great goddess that you are. Let's do it. Oh, I always forget to turn the volume back up. Here we go. Yes. Let's dance. Hey, goddesses, let's move it. Hey, hey, hey. I want you to have an amazing, amazing week, goddesses. Peace and love.